What's up, Wildcats? Welcome back to the Dorm Room Sports Chat. I'm your host, Annie Marham, alongside our three analysts, DJ Derek Fazenden, Brittany McMorris, and Zach Clark. Tonight, find out how the basketball team is dealing with the loss, and I'm not just talking about the game. Also, game day visited Tucson. You'll hear all about it, and it appears hockey team will fall just short of their goal. And we'll talk about Super Bowl 45. Keep it here for the DRSC. All right, we're going to start with hoops. The Arizona basketball team took on Washington State Thursday night amidst a three-point display. Kyle Fogg looked like a leader in the first half with 18 points, 7-11 shooting, and 4 of 6 beyond the arc, while Solomon Hill added 17 points and 11 rebounds. Brock Modem was consistent, dropping 18 points and snagging 9 boards. But the Wildcats were able to come away with the win, 85-61, in the victory over the Cougars. All right, now we're going to take you into some highlights of the Washington game as ESPN's College Game Day rolled into town. The Cats took on the Huskies in front of a frenzied McHale Center. They quickly fell behind, going down 14-7 after committing. In the first 5 minutes, the Cats came back, and we got a one-handed tip here from Solomon Hill at the buzzer. Put the Cats up 32-29 at half, and life was good. Cats go down again. The tray under 10 seconds. Washington was up, but Solo put the team on my back. I'll make the three and tie it at 67. But then the unthinkable, a blocking foul on Josiah Turner. CJ Wilcox makes both free throws. It's down to 5 seconds. The go-to man, Josiah Turner. Down the lane to the hoop. There he goes. Oh no. A la Derek Williams, deja vu. Nick Johnson with the attempt to put it in, but time expires and the Cats lose this one. A heartbreaker, 69-67. All right, we're going to have to talk about some UA basketball here. We've got some questions for our analysts. Derek, Sean Miller said that if he had someone to go to, if the game came down to it with the freshman, Josiah Turner, do you think that was the right call? Because that's whose ball the hand was in at the very end.
Well, first of all, I'm not sure when my name became DJ, but I guess I'll take it. Got to watch what I tell you guys off the air now. But back to the actual question. Personally, if I was coaching the team, which I'm not because I'm not credentialed at all, I would have gone to Solomon Hill. He was the hot hand, as you said, Annie, 28 points, 11 boards. Career game for him. I would have gone to him until Washington proved that they could stop him. I would have just kept going in him, and I thought they kind of went away from that late. He's the one that kind of brought you back into the game. Why not stick with him?
Yeah, I don't know about you two, but I'm not sure what qualified Josiah Turner to be the go-to man. I'm not sure he's shown me anything that would lead me to believe that he should have the ball in his hands. And I'm with you, Derek. I think that the ball should have been in the hands of Solomon Hill. 28 points, I mean, including that last three.
All right, the loss against the Huskies was not the only loss for the Wildcat basketball team this weekend. Kevin Parham is out for the season with a fractured foot. Parham is one of the team's emotional leaders, providing a huge spark off the bench. Brittany, what does this mean for the Cats?
This loss means for the Cats that basically they have no margin for error. The Wildcats already start off slow. They don't handle the ball well. They don't have a player that can match up in the center position. So basically, I think that the Cats will just have to have a 3-guard setup thus far into this, or for the rest of the season.
Huge loss for the Wildcats. What Kevin Parham does is he stretches the floor. He can float between being the 2-guard or playing the 3 at the forward. This is huge. And plus now, first off the bench, where do you go? Where do you go? Brendan Lavender? I mean, it's a tough spot.
And I think you hit it right on the head, Zach. You don't know where you go at this point. And I think with so much inexperience on this team, so to speak, Kevin Parham, kind of one of the solid guys, a rock that Sean Miller could fall on to kind of be a floor general on the court along with Solomon Hill. And quite frankly, he hasn't been healthy all year. And just you got to feel for the kid, honestly, not only basketball-wise, just with his mother, with the gunshot, with all he's gone through this year. Now he's not going to get a full season of basketball. And I mean, just
and
away from the game of basketball, it's just been a tough year.
Well, remember, freshman year, he missed a bunch of time with an ankle injury on that right leg, too. So he's missed considerable amounts of time due to leg injuries to the right side 3 different times. He's only a junior. I mean, that's unbelievable.
He hasn't caught a break yet.
No. And obviously he's not going to catch one this year. And as you said, Brady, I think they're just going to have to go smaller and I gotta hope that they can grow up fast and their youth and speed can lead them to victories. But it's going to be tough, no doubt.
Well, if the NCAA was to ever grant a red shirt this far into the season, we would hope it would go to Kevin Perrin. All right, next question for you, Zach. Miller said the Huskies seem bigger, faster, and more physical. Stanford and Cal aren't going to be any different. What do the Cats need to focus on most in order to have these games not come down to the final seconds in the Bay Area?
See, that would be a question that I could have answered much more easily before Kevin Perrin went out for the year, because now your bench is shortened, and as Brittany pointed out very accurately, your margin for error has shrunk. It was already small to begin with. At this point, the Wildcats have to focus on reducing the turnovers. They had 9 turnovers against Washington State all game, 9 in the first half against Washington. They'll have to keep it in the margin of 10 by a point. One more, one less, you'll be okay. Other than that, consistent shooting, Nick Johnson has to show up. 25 points in his last 5 games. It's not getting it done.
No, and I completely agree. And I think another area you see the Wildcats get consistently beat on, and you saw it this weekend, is the rebounding. And to a certain extent, there's not much you can do about that. And
size.
You're going to go against Harper Camp, Cal. He's another big guy. And Stanford's got some big guys as well. So it's gonna be tough. But the things you can't control are the turnovers. Those are just mental mistakes that you go over and practice and execute. And for Arizona, they have to understand that they're limiting their possessions. You look at a stat like turnover, guys. It's interesting because, maybe that's not even getting a shot up. You're not even giving your chance. You're not even giving the ball a chance to fall through the hoop. So for a young team on the road, limiting the turnovers is going to be key if they even want to have a shot.
Yeah, and I guess just building off what you said there really quickly, but not only is it turnovers, but it's the assist-to-turnover ratio where the Wildcats struggle. There's not enough assists, far too many turnovers.
Well, and that's been a problem all season long. It just happened to show up more in the Washington State games. That's all.
Well, this loss to Washington drops Arizona 14-8 overall and 5-4 in the Pac-12, and just 0-5 games decided by just 6 points or less. And with Cal and Stanford coming up, just like our analyst said, the Cats must decrease their number of turnovers and increase their number of offensive rebounds if they want any chance of getting a W on the road. When we come back, Zach and Evan Murray will discuss College Game Day and the atmosphere it brought to McHale over the weekend.
I'm Derek Williams, your former U of A Wildcat. You're watching UATV. Don't change the channel.
I may have fleas, but I run a yard. I see those clones looking down on me, but unlike those clones, this dog is free. Oh Lord, it's a dog's life. Oh Lord, it's a dog's life, dog's life. Oh Lord, it's a dog's life. UATV 3 UATV 3 When I turn on the TV, I turn it to Channel 3, cause they got all the greatest shows that I've been waiting to see. It's entertaining to me, cause it's pertaining to me. And all the other Wildcats in the student body. We're broadcasting live to all the residence halls, so all y'all's in the halls, turn your TVs on to Channel 3 for Sheezy, so you can see me and all the other happy people down at UATV 3.
ESPN's College Game Day rolled into Tucson on Saturday, bringing their road show with them. Here are some sights and sounds from Saturday's event. Evan, ESPN brings a very interesting and different game day experience when it goes from city to city. What made the game on Saturday different in your mind because of what happened in the morning?
I think there was a lot of hype for this game. It wasn't necessarily like a really important game to ESPN, but the fans felt that. So I think it just brought a lot of static to the atmosphere in McHale.
Right, because in football, game day chooses where they're going to go the Sunday beforehand. In basketball, they choose months ahead of time.
Right.
This game was chosen based on what happened last year at Tucson with the Derek Williams block and the whiteout. You said a more personable experience. Talk about that a little bit. Maybe what we saw with Coach Miller or what you saw there at the end, Nick Johnson confessing his love for one Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, I just think the fans got to see a different side of the basketball players they don't normally get to see. And that's really important when I think it comes to being able to watch them. And
you become more invested in the game when it's just more about people than it is about players.
Right, 100%. So I think that had a lot to do with it. And then being able to see Coach Miller also out there early in the morning when everyone stood in line. So I think that was really important to them.
Yeah, and you had kids coming out 5 a.m., for a show at 6.
Right.
And, one of the things that I found to be interesting was you and I were both at the game Thursday and Saturday. It was incredibly loud on Thursday, but Saturday it was twice as loud with only a couple hundred more fans. Do you think that had something to do with game day being in town?
Oh, 100%.
Amp up the energy?
Yeah, I think just the hype, like I said before, when students think it's a bigger game than it is, they get a lot more excited, and just the experience that they had already had in the morning carried over to the game, I think.
All right, so in the last 2.5 calendar years, both football and basketball game day rolled into town. Sadly, Wildcats lost, heartbreakers both times. Evan, what was it about this game that the crowd couldn't seem to overcome Washington's defense? They couldn't seem to be that sixth man that people talk about. What did Washington do to tune that out?
They were bigger than us, and they worked the whole entire time. So
they fought hard from beginning to end. They didn't get down even when Arizona was rolling. And one thing that I'll point out is that Heck Ed, where Washington plays in Seattle, is an extremely loud environment.
Right.
This was nothing new to these kids.
No, it didn't. It really, honestly, didn't faze them.
Well, it must not have. And I think either way, both Arizona and Washington played pretty confidently, while both teams did struggle at certain times.
Yeah, I mean, it was a dogfight the whole entire time. Everyone had their ups and downs. We came up short.
That's right. So when we come back, we will talk some Arizona Wildcat hockey.
The Arizona Wildcats were in Tempe this weekend to take on their in-state rivals, the Arizona State Sun Devils, in a must-win weekend for the Cats. Arizona fought back several times on Friday, eventually falling to the Devils 4-3 at Oceanside Arena. Saturday was a day Coach Hogan would like to forget. ASU came out guns blazing, blew out the Wildcats out of the frozen water 10-3. The Cats have lost 6 straight to the Sun Devils in this season alone. Derek, how demoralizing and frustrating does it have to be to lose by 7 in a hockey game, especially to your most bitter rival? Not to mention, it's a team to which Arizona has dropped 6 straight.
Yeah, not only that, the rivalry, like you mentioned already before, but it's kind of a game they had to win. As we talked about last week, if they wanted a chance at postseason play, they lose a tough one 4-3. Again, they lost a tough one last time out. It's I hate to keep repeating myself, but it's tough. It is demoralizing, and I think that just makes it that much harder to get up the next day and play when you kind of know you're not playing for much.
Yeah, and it's not just losing 10-3. That would be difficult regardless of who you were playing. I mean, being blown out it's unpleasant. But when you lose to a team that has your number all year long and it happens to be your most bitter in-state rival. I mean, Brittany, how do you feel when Arizona loses to Arizona State, regardless of what it is?
Regardless of what it is, I mean, it's just a natural instinct being you're bummed out. You're
Right.
pissed off.
Right, right. So when you come here, the one thing you don't want to do is lose to Arizona State. You don't want to lose to anybody, but Arizona State, it's a magnifying glass. Everything becomes that much bigger when it happens.
Yeah, I don't care if it's chess or basketball.
It doesn't matter.
You don't lose to ASU, right, Brittany?
That's it.
Right?
I couldn't agree more.
See?
That's it.
See,
All
I
right.
don't even play, and I'm mad.
Hey, DJ.
Sorry.
The Wildcats national tournament hopes are without question dashed. Brittany, how does head coach Sean Hogan keep his team focused on the remainder of the season?
All right, let's keep this in perspective. This is a club team. They're not playing for an NCAA national title for Frozen Four. They are playing out there for their heart and for their love of the game, and I think coach is going to go in there and tell them, you know, represent yourself and represent your school well out on the ice.
Right, because you can't just stop. You can't just stop. Even
No.
though your tournament hopes may be dashed, you can't just mail it in.
You can't just quit.
No,
No.
that's not how sports work.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think I've got a few games left. They're gonna try and win those games. If it's as simple as that, it's not like they're not gonna try and win. So.
I think they'll try and redeem themselves.
And
And
you still-
win
That's a
some
good
games.
point too. Is the
redemption,
redemption song,
yeah.
as Bob Marley would
you
say.
still,
You know?
yeah, you still have the rivalry factor in there. So, yeah.
All right, I don't know who the DJ is now, but Zach, you cover the team on a daily basis. What is your evaluation of the Wildcats season up to this point?
You know, it depends on how you look at it. This is a team that, you know, has completely rebuilt their program, so you don't expect much out of a fresh program. And the fact that they've been able to knock off three different top 10 opponents on the road is huge. I know that head coach Sean Hogan wanted an appearance in the national tournament. That was their goal, but I don't think you can be disappointed by falling short. And when we talk about Arizona State, let's remember this is the third best team in the country. They've lost to them 4 times on the road, twice at home. So I don't think you can penalize them a ton for, I mean, again, it's frustrating, but give Arizona State a little credit, as hard as that is to do. So at this point, I would say it's a relative success based on the building blocks that coaches laid down for the future of this program.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think this is going to be a long process. This is their first year kind of taking that big step towards becoming a legitimate hockey program at the U of A. First year being affiliated with the University of Arizona. So I think overall they've gotten some quality wins. It's not like they've lost everybody and had like a 1 or 2 win season as other teams on campus did. But yeah, I think this is definitely something they can build on. They're going to be disappointed now, but when you take back and just look at the season as a whole, I think they're overall going to be satisfied, and they've definitely got something to build on for next year.
Yeah, and I was talking to head coach Hogan, and you know the one thing you learn about dealing with coaches, they're never satisfied. They could have won every game by 4 or 5 goals apiece, won the national championship going away, and he could find you a laundry list of things that his kids didn't do correctly, and that's one of the things that you get when you deal with coaches. So I guess don't base on what you hear him say. Evaluate on your own, because he's never going to be happy.
Well, we wish the Ice Cats the best of luck in the remainder of their season, but now it's time to test our analyst knowledge about Super Bowl 45. Let's play some over-under. Our first question is going to be about the final score. We're going over-under 55.5. Derek, you're up first.
I'm going to take the over on this one. I just really think that you look at the Patriots secondary, it's kind of weak, and it has been all season. Inconsistent, to say the best, or to say the least. But and then you look at the other side of the ball, and just the Patriots offense. Look at Tom Brady. Look at the way he's been slinging the ball lately. I just don't see the Giants defense being able to stop him either. So I'm gonna go over on this one.
I don't know. I'm going under, you guys.
Oof,
You guys,
all right.
under.
Right. Shake it up.
I'm thinking under just because I think it's going to be like a classic Super Bowl game. Comes down to the wire. Not a ton of points scored, but
So you're going for the good game factor.
oh yeah,
I think it's still
definitely.
gonna be a good
There's
game.
redemption on the line
There
right
is.
now.
There is. I'm gonna go over as well. I think Derek pointed this out. When you look at what the Patriots secondary is or isn't, it's relatively non-existent. Eli Manning has proven himself to be a marquee quarterback, and Tom Brady is not one to be messed with, especially if Rob Gronkowski comes back and is healthy. I look for this one to be a high-scoring affair.
All right, Brittany, start this one off for us. Rob the Gronkowski, receiving yards, over-under 66.5.
I'm going to go over. Although he is suffering from a high ankle sprain, he's a great athlete, He'll come back from, he hasn't practiced since the AFC Championship game. He said plenty of time to rest and redeem himself and, be strong on his feet.
Yeah, I'm going over. I'm going way over. I'm going to double it. I think he's going to come. And I've been saying this for weeks. Part of this is to back myself up. I've been saying for weeks that I believe that he will be, with the right game, the Super Bowl MVP. And to do that, you'd think you'll have to have at least 120 yards. So I'm going to double. I'm going way over.
Yeah, I'm going to have to be pretty boring. I'm going over too. I really believe it. If he's going to play, which I think he is, this is the Super Bowl. I think he's just been such a huge factor for this team all year long. And then you look at his counter. You look at Hernandez, another very good tight end that they have. So really, secondaries aren't going to be able to double him, even if they wanted to. So I think he's definitely going to go over. If the Patriots win, he has to go over, I think.
Yeah, he's crucial to their success. It has been so all season. And I've noticed Andy's been using half points. So I'm not able to push like I used to be able to last semester.
Used to be a cop-out. I used to push all the time.
It's so much easier that way.
No push. Holding you guys accountable for all your predictions. All right, one more prediction from our analyst. The final score. What do we got, guys?
I'll start us off. I'm going big. I think the Patriots are going to win in a landslide. I'm taking 38-21 Patriots over the Giants. It's redemption from 2008.
I agree with you on the redemption part. I'm going Patriots 24-21. But I think that it's going to be a close game.
Yeah, I think this may be a moment where we come back a week from now. We're all wrong in this because I'm taking the Pats too. I'm taking the Pats too. 35-31. Brady's going to score with 3 minutes left. And I think ironically the Patriots secondary is going to come up big and win the Super Bowl for them.
Oh, dark horse, nice.
Like all right, we will see which one of our analyst predictions are closest next week. In other sports news, Jerron Kreiner and Nick Foles were back in action together at the Senior Bowl this past Saturday in Mobile, Alabama, connecting for a 20-yard touchdown and the only touchdown for the South All-Stars. The South ended up falling to the North 23-13. Now let's give some props to some of our UA sports that are having success. The Track Cats earned 4 NCAA qualifying marks, setting 3 school records, and junior Nick Ross tied the world record for the heptathon on a high jump. I don't know how you get over the high jump or say that word, but that was at the Razorback Invitational. The men's tennis team clinched their 3rd straight victory with a win yesterday over San Francisco in Tucson. Arizona top-ranked men's swimming remains undefeated with a dominating 137-68 win over number 2 Texas. Sorry, Brittany. In the last home meet of the season. It's time for the final word. Hopefully Brittany doesn't take it out on me. Each one of these analysts will have 30 seconds to discuss their topic of choosing. I'll toss it up to the DJ first. Your 30 seconds starts now.
Man, Annie, you are just, you're a little evil over there today. All right, but anyways, you guys had much better 30 seconds than me last time, so I'm going to try to be a little interesting. But how about the Super Bowl props this year? I think it's amazing. I've been on Sportsbook just curiously looking at these props. There's literally a prop of how many times you'll see Peyton Manning, Eli Manning's brother, up in the booth, and the line is 3. I just think it's crazy what you can bet on. I'm going over.
You got to take the over on that one.
It's in Indianapolis where he used to play, and his brother's in the Super Bowl. So there you go. I'm going over on that one.
All right, Brittany, your 30 seconds starts now.
All right, have you guys seen Patriots corner Taquan Underwood's hair? As if his flat top wasn't enough, he has had the Patriots logo engraved into his hair on the back of his head. Talk about dedication to a team.
I don't get it. He wears helmets.
What's
the point of the haircut when you're wearing a helmet?
It's the style. It's the swagger.
Okay. Fair enough.
For media day.
So I don't have any swagger because I've got nothing engraved in the back of my head.
Zach and Derek want to make any bets on taking the Patriots, getting the Giants logo if you don't get a win?
Whoever wins has to get the other person's name shaved into the back of their. No.
I'm trying to quit, guys. Trying to quit.
Trying to quit over the gambling. Is that what this? Oh, okay.
Zach, we'll give you your 30 seconds, and they start now.
Okay, so I'm gonna give a shout out to the world's most annoying person. She was sitting directly in front of me at the Washington game on Saturday. There was about 4 people in the crowd wearing purple shirts. She was one of them. This is an older woman, mid-30s probably, who had the forthright thought to argue with drunk 18-year-olds. That was her thing for the day. And usually when people, cheer against teams, there's insults or some kind of swearing involved. All she did was scream. It was the most obnoxious thing. I had a raging headache after the game. Thank you, that lady.
She's old. Give her a break.
I actually think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she was
even there.
very, very, very obvious. There was no hiding. There was no hiding that.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for tonight's show of the Dorm Room Sports Chat. For Zach, Derek, and Brittany, I'm Annie Marham. We'll see you next week.